All right, have you been looking at sit-stand desks slash workbenches? Because one of these, honestly, could work as a workbench and do it fairly well. It's probably going to be obvious which one. But I just want to come out and say from the get-go, this is a sponsored video. I want to thank Flexispot for sponsoring this. Flexispot, we've worked with them a ton. They do all sorts of stuff. They have chairs, they have desks. They even have like recliners and stuff like that. Great company. And they challenged me to compare their desk to one by a company called Vari. I think it's Vari, V-A-R-I. That's the Vari desk. This is the Flexispot desk. We're going to take a look at the specs, how fast they go up and down, what settings they have, the controls on them, the styles of how many posts on each one. This is a 4-post. This is a 2-post. The types of surfaces you can get on them. As well as, what the controllers are like and that kind of stuff. And then we're going to talk about, bang for the buck, what you get for your money on each one of these. So let's jump in and take a look at them. All right, we got the Flexispot E7 Plus on the left, the Vari Ergo on the right. These are both set at their lowest setting, so you can see how low they go here. Now we're going to put them through their paces. I'm going to raise them up to their maximum height setting. The displays on here are inches, and they're pretty much accurate. The Flexispot doesn't include the desktop, so it's about an inch lower than it actually is. The Vari, since all the Varis have the same desktop on them, they do include it, so it's accurate as to the height of the actual top of the desk. You can see the difference in the displays here and what it's like to set the different settings. The Flexispot has 2 memory positions and then 2 other memory positions that are labeled as standing and sitting. There's really no difference. The Vari has 4 spots as well. So you've got your memory button, your up and down, and then your 4 positions here. So really it's just an apples, kind of an apples to apples, whether you like the matte display with the tactile buttons or the, the contact there buttons with the more crisp LED display on it. And then we're going to take it up here. We're going to take it from the sitting position, which is like around the 26 to 29, to the height of the standing position, which is in the low 40s usually for most people, and then back up to what I call the workbench height, which is usually around 32 to 36 inches. And there you can see in the inset, you can see on the Flexispot the dual leg. I guess it's a four leg desk there. You can see how those actuate, and then going back up here to the workbench kind of height there, 35 again, the inch for the desktop there, going to be at 36. And then on the Vari, we're going to do, or Vari, I don't know how they pronounce it, you're going to see the same thing, the insert of the single piston there on the right-hand side versus the double. I didn't think it would add that much difference as far as the stability, and it really does. I work with a desk very similar to the Vari that I've had for years, and as just a desk kind of thing, it's all right. But if you want to be able to lean on it and actually do work on it, the double leg really does come into play in that kind of situation. Now, as far as the width, this is again the Flexispot. It's coming in at 55 inches as far as width. And as far as depth there, we're looking at 27.5-ish kind of area. Now on the Vari, it's a little bit different. Now the width here is coming in at 54 inches. And then on the depth, well, there's the at its widest point is going to be just shy of 26. And then the center where it has that kind of scallop cutout, it's going to come in, I think, a 23.5 inches right there. Now, as far as the surface, now this is a solid wood surface. You can get a chipboard one. We'll talk about that later. But that's a solid wood surface versus the surface here on the Vari, which isn't even really a laminate. And as you can see, it's more of a paper kind of wrap. It actually comes underneath. So it's a chipboard with a picture basically glued to the top. Now this is the underside of the Flexispot. You can see 2 big robust motors, the big controller box there, the linkage between everything, and the cable routing. You can set it up, basically however you want as far as cable routing. And you got the nice cross members there, really making this a sturdy, heavy duty kind of desk. The Vari, we'll talk about this setup here later. I was really surprised it doesn't have the cross members. The motors are integrated into the legs, so you can't replace them separately. Press that. This is 120 pounds, the Yarbo Yard Tank. We're doing some tests on this thing. This thing is so cool. Your robot overlord. But we see it rising up here, nice and smooth. It isn't even wiggling those things. Look at this. That is, I know it's hard. It may sound gimmicky and stuff, but that is pretty rock solid. And that's what you get out of the 4-post design on this thing. That is incredible. Let's do this. Hold on. All right, I got a bolt here just to demonstrate how stable this thing is. Go ahead and press the 1 button. And that's going to take it down to its seated position. It's not even wiggling. And it doesn't take much to knock this thing over. Make it wiggle. It's that solid. All right, let's talk pricing and configurability. This is the Flexispot website, the E7 Plus, currently on sale. If you just want the legs and the controller, the motors, all that, it's gonna be $530. Now, as I've shown, I went with the solid top. It's in the basic rubber wood because I like it because it matches my my workbenches. It's the 55 by 28, so that's gonna bump up $50. And it's the white frame color there. So you're looking at $760. Now, that versus the price you're gonna see over here on the Ergo electric standing desk from Vari, which is $559. Now, to be honest, even though there are 5 different colors here, they're all the same top. They're just different finishes on that top. That it's not even really a veneer. It's a chipboard. So if we go to a chipboard here, that's going to drop the price down to $609. So now, actually, let me hold. I take that back. Not $609 because we go to the 55 inch. It's going to knock it down to $650. So you're looking at $90 difference there, or is that $110? $90 difference there to go with the Flexispot. And what are you going to get for that $90? You're going to get what I think is a longer lasting controller, 4 legs as opposed to 2, and double the capacity on it. And I think honestly a more robust desk. But then of course you can configure it how you want from there. They have the Ergo series. If you want to go with that, it's only available in white. The gaming series in black. The solid wood here, it comes in those 2 colors. But if you go with the chipboard, look at this. You got mahogany, which is my favorite. You got black. You got walnut veneer. You got an oak veneer, a rustic brown, and a new rustic oak. Now this said, let me get back on the 55 inch. You can also come down here and scroll down. This one's kind of hidden down here. I think it should make it more obvious. There, you can get a black. So if you want something that looks more apples to apples, if you get more of a stylish kind of look desk versus something like this, there you go. All right, I'm going to try and do a quick wrap up here. Once again, this is a sponsored video. Flexispot sponsored it. Now, let me talk about this. They provided both of these desks, all right? Now, but they didn't get their hands on them. So this desk I purchased it myself with a credit card and then sent them the receipt. They reimbursed me after the fact. This desk, they sent me a coupon code and I used a totally different email for it and everything, and then ordered that separately. So the person I was talking with didn't have any knowledge about this kind of thing. So they didn't get their fingers on it. Whether they're sponsoring it, yes, but a lot of people are concerned like, oh, they may have sabotaged this one, or they picked out the best one they knew worked or something like that. Not the case in this situation. Now that said, I know there's always going to be some tinfoil hat conspiracy guys who try to claim something else. You guys have fun with that. I'm going to talk about my opinions. I tried to keep it all facts before, so now there's a grain of salt moment because this is a sponsored video. But here's what I'm going to say. I love the Flexispot. I've worked with Flexispot a ton before. If you can see the big desk behind me over here, that's a Flexispot. We did the chair that we had over there. That was a Flex. We worked with them a ton. I think it's a great company. They make a great product. I think it's the cost value proposal there, I think is really good. But it doesn't have the sleekest look. You can see the motors on it if you look underneath. Everything's well niched away and put and parceled in good areas. You see on the Flexispot is, if in car terms, I would call it a 20-footer. If you walked into an office situation and you saw that, you'd be like, ooh, that's a nice desk. And then as you got close, you'd be like, is that a veneer? And then you got closer, you'd be like, is that a photocopy of wood glued to a wood top? Because that's what it looks like to me. And you can saw the way it wraps all the way around. The veneers don't do that. And you saw underneath, there's There's just the two ends that bolt up, and there's nothing in the center, but the motor's bolted in the center. That's kind of where your knees go, and just so you know, that's the way it's designed. If you look online and you go to the online manuals, it shows this piece as one monolithic piece that goes all the way across. That's what I thought I was getting. And I've reached out to Vari and asked them about it, and they haven't gotten back to me. If they do, I'll post something about it, but it feels kind of bait and switch. You tell me. I mean, the pictures show one thing, the online manual shows one thing. This thing shows up and there's no connection going across it. I mean, granted, this thing is a desk. It's just meant to look nice, sit there, have light duty kind of stuff. This thing has over double the weight capacity. I mean, look at the controls. I like the controls on this one because they're actual physical buttons, and so I can actually use them without looking at them. But it feels really cheap. It doesn't have the USB port that this one does. The contactless, or the one where you just touch on it and it's not actually a button, it has the electro sensor touches. It's gonna last way longer. Everything about this is robust. I'm gonna use it in this kind of environment. That's why I spec'd it out with the blonde wood and the white and everything. It's gonna match my other workbenches and my other toolboxes and stuff like that. You can get it with the black legs. You can get it with the dark wood top and making it look all, sleek and, stylish that you want. So you can go either way with it, but in the long run, this one's gonna last longer. Does it cost a little bit more? A tad bit more, I think, but you get way more options. It's gonna last a long time. This one might last a long time, but it's not gonna be nearly as sturdy. And as you see, the wood top is, well, it is what it is. You already saw, I don't need to beat a dead horse with that one. Anyway, let me know if you think I'm being too hard on Vari on this one. Put it down in the comments. Tell me what I got wrong. Tell me what I got right. Tell me what you think I should have done differently or whatnot, or what you like about it, or where you're going to go with it, or how you're going to use it. Anyway, thanks again to Flexispot for sponsoring this video. That's all I got for you today. If you like what we do here, don't forget to chomp the old like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell on your way out. You all take care. God bless, and as always, shine on.